Welcome to semifinals day here at the Pittsburgh Open in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the Rivers Club. We've got a cracking lineup for you here today, and we're going to start things off with Egypt's Karim Gawad and Yusuf Ibrahim. Generally enjoy playing on them, although they can be quite unforgiving because you know what you're going to get, and in general they can be in some pretty spectacular locations. The thing with these traditional courts is there can be a lot of variety in terms of the playing surface, especially here in the US, because it's a good sign to see for squash here in the US, this Pittsburgh event. It's just grown steadily over the years. I think they started off at sort of a 10 or a 15K, and just over time they've grown it up to a World Tour silver now. Yeah, it's an understandable one. I think he just wasn't really sure where Gawad was, but with sort of the trend in the refereeing these days, you just have to go and play those balls.
Yeah. It's unbelievable how suddenly being game ball down, your head switches to, I've probably lost this game anyway, so you kind of free your arm up a little bit and you suddenly find yourself winning 3, 4, 5 rallies in a row. It's suddenly feels easy, doesn't it?
Earlier in the game, he's almost expected Yusuf Ibrahim to just let this go, and to some degree the opposite's happened. Yusuf Ibrahim's just relaxed and been a bit more positive, but Gawad finds a response there, and he's taken that first game rather convincingly.
I don't think, unless I'm wrong, Chris, there's not been many winners from Karim, from when he's behind Yusuf Ibrahim. So if you can get him behind him a little bit more and force him to try and attack from behind, I think he'll start to get a bit more joy like that, and actually then be able to counter a little bit more. You can see
Karim Gawad is put in the head of Yusuf Ibrahim. Just Ibrahim not wanting to risk having to play the ball and playing sort of a weak shot, or just preferring to wait for the stroke. It's a good squeeze there from Gawad. He was under pressure there to some degree from Ibrahim, and he just played that classy ball in here for Ibrahim to get back in this.
Yeah, completely. I think he needs to, as we've obviously already mentioned, but I think it is a little bit premature for me to say this, but it feels like now or never for him. The interesting couple of points coming up here now. It's a fantastic shot there by Yusuf Ibrahim. Looks like he's turned up, Chris. He's finally warmed up. That arm has loosened off a little bit. You will correct me if I'm wrong in a little while, but I have a feeling that Gawad was actually 8-4 up, which is just an extra point for Ibrahim. But we will find out after this game. Let's see at the moment whether he can actually take it. But it's been unbelievable effort there. How good's that, Chris?
Well, a fantastic response there from Yusuf Ibrahim. He was...
But most of the players in the world at some point, but it's just the reason he's not ranked top 10 at the moment is, injury issues as well, but just consistency. And nothing much seems to faze Gawad in his game. No matter what, he'll just, a little bit more focus, and he's confident that he'll sort of get back on the right track, whereas a lot of players I know, when they lose a run of points like that in the second game against Yusuf Ibrahim and think, I should be 2-love up, and instead on 1-all, might panic at that stage and not be able to sort of get their game back. But as we can see here from Gawad, it's he's made an error there.
Oh, and that's clever play from Gawad.
I definitely feel like it's important here for Gawad to keep a little bit of daylight between him and Yusuf Ibrahim, and with that all, and so a no-let was given, and with that brings up game balls for Gawad to take a 2-1 lead. And I think, Chris, just going back there to your earlier point, wow, I think he probably could have and should have played that ball.
No, absolutely. I think it's one of those situations. It's a little bit tricky because in the past
can count on one hand the one-shot outright winners from Yusuf Ibrahim, but he still goes for them, doesn't he? As I said, I think he's got the most joy when he's really worked to rally. I mean, he shut me up fairly quickly there, as does the commentator's curse, but he's a better rally here. Both just trying to work it out, not going for any quick winners, and really work the opportunity.
Yeah, Mr. Ibrahim, he was too centered in court. He did not have a cross-court.
Yeah, I must say, Ben, I'm a bit surprised on that one.
The game as much as possible and stop too many conversations and complaining about decisions, which is good, of course. We want to see the game flow.
Oh, and he's gone for it there, Yusuf Ibrahim, and he's absolutely pumped it cross court into the net.
Will it be this time, Chris?
I think Ibrahim is looking pretty good if he can manage to keep things out of the 10. And he's actually squeezed the error from Kareem Abdel-Gawad, so Yusuf Ibrahim leveling things off at 2 games apiece here. You just feel like Kareem Ibrahim is the slightly more effective of the 2 players at the minute. To me, it's mostly down to just the speed of his movement and how early he's taking the ball. The errors on both sides of the equation.
It's a really poor error, that. Really poor error. And
it's just held his nerve a little bit better than Ibrahim.
Yeah, I completely agree. Again, it's just, it comes down to that consistency, doesn't it? Big moments in matches, and that's what separates 2 quality players like this at the moment and gives Gawad these match balls by not necessarily doing anything special that we know he can do, just not making those errors.
Fantastic dying length from Yusuf Ibrahim. Still with a little bit of work to do here.
So the contact changed the direction of the ball. 11-8, match to Gawad, 3-2.
Oh, and just Ibrahim absolutely furious, giving the stroke away to Kareem Abdel-Gawad. So Gawad just fights off the resistance from fellow Egyptian Yusuf Ibrahim, and he's booked his spot in the final here in Pittsburgh in a massive 81-minute semi-final.